Stephan Steinmetz, big pleasure to be here finally.
Yeah, enjoy it.
It's the time at last. We had already some Crémant tasting, which is beautiful. Now we have an Auxerrois in the glass, right?
Now we have the Auxerrois in the glass.
And I think like giving the combination of Crémant plus Auxerrois already gives us an idea what is behind us. Might surprise people, but there is Luxembourg.
There's Luxembourg, yeah.
But we are not in Luxembourg, we are in Germany.
We are in Germany. The Mosel is the frontier between Luxembourg and Germany. And the great difference also for this area is that we have limestone here and we don't work on slate.
The famous Kimmerich chalk, right? Or the Paris bassin that is stretching over here.
The Paris bassin, it's the beginning or the end of the Paris bassin.
So beautiful, like, because from this other side of the river, I mean, we have also several exhibitors at the Cool Climate Wine Summit, but you are one of the, I think, two that we have from the German side of the Upper Mosel. So it's kind of cool to have also the German-Luxembourg contrast. And you know a lot of the guys over there, right? Good friends
I
of
know
you.
them all. Which are coming with us,
You know, I'm sometimes a bit ironic, and I often say it's more like a question of like territory and being part of Germany than it is like reasonable that you are a part of the German Mosel. You should actually be part of the Luxembourg Mosel, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's we didn't found a real name for this region because the Luxembourg, they said it's vin Mosel Luxembourgeois.
Oui.
Yeah. And in Germany we just say Mosel.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a combination with the land where we live. Yeah. So they have her own name for it, and it's really not good that we didn't find a name for this area where we can work together.
Yes. But you try anyway, right? You have a lot of contact going on with them, and also like, there's a lot of stuff going on, definitely.
Since more than 30 years.
Yeah. So it's kind of a lovely story about French-German neighborhood in Luxembourg in this regard, right? Also like, coming from this like old French-German rivalry. I mean, this all like went back and forth here like so many times in history, right?
Yeah.
And today you are just like neighbors with the French, with the Luxembourg.
There are a lot of people who don't like to have that's before 30 years. Yeah, they know everything about the Second War.
Yeah, of course.
But the young people now, it's the same like us here. We are free living. Europe is a great success for us that we can go over the bridge to Luxembourg, to French, to everywhere in Europe. That makes life really more fun and to enjoy to live here.
Beautiful. But Stephan, before we dive into politics and the wine styles that are, I think, like very similar to over the border, let's start with our questions that everybody gets in these interviews. And the first one for you, as for everybody else, is like, if you would not be a winemaker today, what would be your alternative in life? What else would you do?
What else would you do? Well, when I didn't start to learn winemaking, I will study mechanic and engineering. So that's a hobby of mine to create new machines to work in the vineyard. And so I make a combination between winemaking and also a hobby to create machines or machines you can buy, but I work on them to make that they work better than you can buy it.
And you showed me some of them actually, some of your, can you call it inventions? Also, do you?
A little bit, yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, that's definitely like helpful having a winery, right? If you can fix your own stuff, I mean, makes life much easier, I guess, right?
Yeah, and everyone has his own ground. You have to do a special work at every place. but all the machines and you can buy, they are made for all the world. So it's necessary to make an upgrade to your own ground, that they work at your place, make a good work. So it's not possible to buy a machine who's ready to make a good work at your ground.
Good, but with that being said, I mean, now you make wine for quite a while, right? At which number of vintage are you?
Wow. 89 was the first.
89 was the first, okay.
It's
36?
7 on plus.
35?
35
okay.
vintage.
So a little bit of experience on your back already. And if you
a little bit, yeah.
If you look back at these like many decades now of winemaking, is there like any single person or any single experience that you can point to where you say this really made a shift in your mind and created your style of winemaking? I know it's very difficult because there's so many influences, but
there are a lot of persons.
Yeah.
Everywhere you pick a little bit.
Yeah.
But I take my apprenticeship. I take in Italy at Hans Befort. It's a small winery in Italy, and he was also. It's a small winery, and he goes in every detail. He works concentrated on the point, and that shows me what I have to do more. Yeah,
a lot of precision, a lot of like control of the process. Okay, yeah. So this really influenced your style, and you would say today you are a very precise winemaker in that regard.
Yeah.
But still, I want to also like say, given how we work in the vineyard and what you showed me earlier, experimental and innovative in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
You try to, at least.
Yeah, we did a lot of work outside. We did ecological work at the ground. We don't want to drive with machines who are too heavy for the ground. We want to have the most natural live in the soil which we can have. That's also the reason of the climate change. We need more water in the summer. We get it normally in the winter, and we have to go really carefully with this. So it's necessary to create a ground like a SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And who takes all the water what he gives at the moment, and he put it in deeper parts of the soil.
And you showed me earlier like a very inspirational video from like last year, I think it was, right? When you had this heavy rainfalls and there were like different wine plots to see, one conventional, one like somewhere in between, and then yours. And you just saw in the conventional how the water was just like running down, right? Because it didn't have like any chance to get into the soil. So you're also like an Ecovin support member, and you work closely together with the Ecovin Association, and you're very inspired by like different philosophies. As I saw, you have some very nice vineyard sheep and so on and so forth, right? So, but before I dive into it, let's go to question number 3 for you for the introduction. You and your personality as a bottle of wine. What bottle of wine describes your personality best?
Well, I think it's the Pinot Blanc. It's the Pinot Blanc. He's not so loud, but he's powerful, and he's said a lot when you hear them, when you open your ears.
I love that description in a bone dry style, of course. Is it still wine or sparkling?
It's a still wine.
It's a still wine. Okay.
Yeah.
Malolactic?
Malolactic.
Yeah. Beautiful. Good. Then coming a little back to what we just talked before, as a fourth question for you for the introduction round, it's more like an open statement. When I say nature, what comes to your mind? Associations with regard to your work as a winemaker in the vineyard?
We talk with the soil for 1 minute about it. It's our challenge for the future to keep to let the nature than it is. We did so much things all around what's not good for the nature, but we have to think more about it and to show all this has functionated without us. And it was better in this time. It has to be possible for us to go a little bit back and to live with our earth and not every day against it.
I really like this approach. It's a really nice perspective, and we talked also like a lot about the holistic perspective on nature and how to include it in the vineyard, right? So with those words, can you introduce like briefly to us who you are and what you do? Who is the winery Stephan Steinmetz?
Yeah, we are based in the area between Luxembourg, French, and Germany. On the Mosel, we talk about the Parisian basin, where the soil. The specialty for our soil here is that we have limestone and not slate like the other places from the Mosel. The vineyards are not steep; it are hilly vineyards, so we can. The work is not so hard in our vineyards like in other parts of the Mosel. But that's for us, it's a good possibility to make a more good work because it's not so hard, this work. I take my decision to get winemaker in 1987. And my father, he didn't want that someone of his sons do the winery for the future because he was the oldest one and he had to make it.
He was forced to it, yeah.
It was not a question for him to make it, he had to make it. And he didn't want that for his children. And but for me, he let me, I work every time. I work with 10 years, I help him. With 12, I drive with the tractor. I help him in the cellar. In 87, he let me do some work in the cellar during the harvest. And I get more and more, that's okay, that makes fun. I like it to work, and you show you did something in the harvest, and you 2 months, 3 months later, you can taste what you did before. So that's for me really cool. And I said to him, no, I want to make it. I want to get winemaker and to make this winery. And he said, okay, when you want it, it's okay. And I learned 2 years, 1 year by Hans Befort and 1 year by him here. We had a lot of work to do here because we are the 6th generation now. But up to my father, every generation also have agricultural things. We have some cows here.
Classic Mischbetrieb, how we call it in German, right?
Yeah. And so we have not so much place where we can stockage the wines. We have to build all the rooms here so that we can stockage some wine in it, that it doesn't freeze in the winter, and in summer it gets
of course,
too hot. That was a lot of work to do. So I stay here and was beginning to change everything. My father planted a lot of new varieties like Ortega, Reichensteiner, Schönburger, Regner, Kernling.
All the stuff we don't have anymore.
All the stuff we don't have anymore. And I said to him, when I get on here, I just want to make varieties, traditional varieties. So we put out all the new varieties and make new plantations with Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, Auxerrois. And that was at the end of the 80s and also beginning of 90s. And I see now this way with the new varieties that's no tradition. We have to we have to change that, and that was the right way. And also, at the first time when I started here, I said we just make quality wines, no Prädikatswein, no Spätlese, Auslese. Every time quality wine, and we just make dry wines.
Just dry wines. And today you have 11 hectares? Or?
No, 6 hectares.
6 hectares.
6 hectares and 1 hectare, 30 from my cousin, where we get some Elbling from there.
And you do 50% sparkling wine today?
We do 50% sparkling wine today.
Very fitting to what the Luxembourgers are doing on the other side, right? That's beautiful. First wine, we already have something in the glass. Shall we talk about that, or do you want to present something else as a first wine for us?
I can take the Pinot Blanc.
Let's do that, definitely. But we started here, just to say it, with a very beautiful Auxerrois, actually, right? Very nice, really like a grape variety where we talked about it before. It's really underrated and definitely needs some more like reputation in the market. So I hope you bring it to Copenhagen in January to show people.
Yeah, I think.
Because I already encourage all the Luxembourgers to bring the Auxerrois, because I'm personally like a big fan of that variety. So
For us, the Auxerrois is at the Mosel. It's the cabinet wine.
Yeah. Okay.
We have 11 degrees of alcohol, so less alcohol, but you have a mouth full of flavor, and he's no residual sugar in it, but he's harmonic, he's round, and it's cool for me.
Absolutely beautiful, yeah, definitely. So Pinot Blanc.
Pinot Blanc.
Weißburgunder.
Weißburgunder, yeah. It's for me. It's one of the favorite varieties for us here, because it's the bridge between Elbling and the Burgundy varieties. He has a little bit less acid, but more flavor than the Elbling, and a small wine. He's not overload, and you sit down, you taste it, and there are so fine and small flavors, but you have to open your mind for this wine. It's not a wine with which makes it.
But I mean, it's what I really like about it. It's a style of Weißburgunder that you do here that is not overpowered by florality, by fruit. It's more like on the herbal side. It's more like on the depth side. Got no oak or a little bit of oak? Is it just steel tank?
Just Edelstahl tank, no oak. For me, it's really the best one. After 1 year in bottle, you taste a little bit of oak. But he hasn't oak. That's the best one.
I had a little bit of like, I don't know, like something like cedar tree like, or something scratchy, something exactly from this perspective. That's very beautiful, actually. So speaking about classic grape varieties, so you said now today you work with Auxerrois, you work with Pinot Blanc, you work with Pinot Gris, you work with Pinot Noir. Elbling, getting more and more important for you again, or how is the development there? Because we talked about Luxembourg and they're reducing their Elbling, right? And it's one of these like very traditional grape varieties for like this part of the Mosel, right? And you also like a part of, you told me earlier, a Geisenheim research project where you're looking into 200 different clones of Elbling and how they perform and so on. So is Elbling more fun for you, or is it something that we should like revive somehow in its reputation?
It's our identity card, the Elbling. And when we put out it, we didn't have an identity after that. Also the Auxerrois, it's also our identity card. That's Pinot Gris you can make at every place where you want in the world. Yeah. But Elbling and Auxerrois needs a really a full heavy limestone soil with enough water over the summer, and that you can make at every place where you want to make it. So that's what we have to do.
Focus on Elbling and Auxerrois and make some makes them more aware for people again, right? Because, I mean, as you said yourself, Elbling in Germany had a big problem with the liter bottle for a long time, a little bit like Müller-Thurgau, Dornfelder, and so on and so forth, right?
Everything what you put in the liter bottle is not so interesting.
Yeah, it's labeled as table wine or like shitty wine, let's say it like this, right?
Yeah.
So this is really a focus for you. You also have a sparkling, 100% Elbling, right? Which is
is the second one which I want to try.
I'm looking forward to it already. Good. Then we will talk about that in a second in more detail. Another thing that is like really important for you, as we talked about before, that is the organic work. You're organically certified.
Yeah.
You work, maybe I would say for some elements inspired by biodynamics, but you say yourself, you take what you want to take from it. You have the song sheep, right? The beautiful like little like French sheep like that. Like so cuddly and small and sweet. How important is it for you? Also like in marketing the wines. I mean, one thing is like what you want to do in the vineyard, you are really like focusing on doing it as best as possible.
Yeah.
But do you see also like an effect for marketing the wines, that it makes it easier for you? Or
when you show on our website, you don't read something about ecological winemaking.
Okay.
So we didn't make an ecological wine for marketing. We did it while we feel us better in the vineyards when we do it like this. It's more natural way to do it, and it's not a marketing instrument for us.
Not a marketing instrument, okay. And I really felt that like when we were walking through, I mean, you're one of the very few ones that we have at the summit who don't have Instagram.
Yeah.
I just want to warn people already, so I cannot even like tag you or like invite you for collaborations, which is fine. But it was kind of funny when we talked to you earlier, because we talked about storytelling, right? And you showed me around and showed me the vineyards and what you're doing there and so on and so forth. And there's so much storytelling and like small like things you are doing. You showed us a plot where you have like some experimental rows where one of them you leave totally untouched, and they were like heavily affected by, was it oidium or was it
a little bit oidium, but more is it in English? It's Peronospora.
Peronospora. One of them is downy, one of them is powdery.
Powdery.
But I always forget like the German translations actually, to be honest. Then the row next to it, you sprayed basically with a yeast solution. Yeah, the yeast just like you got from like Spätburgunder, and then just like thinned it and sprayed it on. And then on the third one, you had like a special yeast-based solution from an organic provider.
Yeah.
Just to test the three against each other?
Just to test it, the only product we can take is Kappa against the powdering mildew.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want, but it's the only precision we have to make. So we have to show for the future, can we change there something? And we are a group of 7 persons in one group. There are more groups who make some tests with new products against the diseases. And we are a group of 6 people where every 2 weeks we make a Zoom call and we talk together. Where are the problems at the moment? Are the grapes good? How much diseases are on it? So we exchange us, and everyone learns from the other one. And we hope that we get some really good news to work against the disease in 10 years at a complete other way.
So what is your take on climate change and how it will affect like this part of the Mosel region, the upper part of the Mosel region, if you break it down maybe to the biggest challenges that you see coming?
The greatest problem is the upwarming from the planet. We have 1.5 degrees more in the average, and here in our region, that's just a place between 9 degrees, 10 degrees, 11 degrees. Yeah. And when we get some nights which are humid, where it rains, and they have more than 10, 11, 12 degrees, the fungi exploded, yeah, and we have more problems with the disease.
All right, so second wine in the glass.
Second wine.
And we had a good way around, like understanding a little bit like your philosophy, but this is something that is, you said it before, like at your heart, right? I mean,
yeah.
Crémant, definitely. I mean, 50% of your production today in very different styles. I mean, you showed me already your cuvée, the liaison. We had the one, what is it, 2/3 Pinot Noir, 1/3 Pinot Blanc, also like really nice and highly recommendable. But this is like, what is it, the signature of the estate, the Elbling Sekt? Because honestly, you are quite known for that in Germany, right? I mean, there are other people talking about this, right? About Stephan Steinmetz Elbling Sekt.
Yeah, and that are our roots.
Yeah.
Elbling is the grape which is autonomous cultivated here. It's the oldest. It's cultivated here for 2,000 years.
At least.
At least, yeah. And it's just at 1692, there was Clemens Wencelaus, the last Kurfürst from Trier, who said that every Elbling has to be put out on the Mosel, and they have to plant some more noble grapes like Riesling and Pinot Noir. But in our region, we were at that time Burgundy political.
Okay.
And the Elbling was standing here, and it's really a history that we have this grape here. It's really a legislature. It's a
legislature. Auf Deutsch?
Leger, eine einfache.
Easy. Yeah.
It's an easy grape. There are not a lot of aromas in it, but that's why you have to work more expensive with your time in it, because everything where you make a effort, you taste it.
I think that is really the point of Elbling, right? I mean, it's very easy to make a boring Elbling, I guess, right? I mean, but if you want to make it like to a great grape variety and something like really exciting in the glass, you have to put a lot of energy and effort and dedication to it, right? Yeah. And this is, I think, is like, I just told you before, there is this like wine grapes book by Francis Robinson, José Volamo, and Julia Harding, where they describe 1,368 grape varieties. And I have currently a small side project where I'm drinking myself through all of them. And at Elbling, Stephan Steinmetz is actually like in 2012, like 14 years ago, 13 years ago even. You are mentioned as a reference value for Elbling from the Mosel, right? So you already like more than a decade ago, at least Francis Robinson and her team were recognizing that you know something about it. And you said Stuart Piggott was also like coming quite around here.
Yeah. And he was here in 2011, and we taste just the new Elbling wines, and then we taste some Crémant from 93, 95, and 98.
He got a good treatment there, I see.
and he sits here on the table, and he said, "This is the champagne of Germany." And it's running by me. It's running down.
I can totally. I mean, as we said, you are not on Instagram, but I can totally see him like sitting in his like Berlin apartment with his own paintings in the background with a bottle of Stein. This is champagne of Germany. Yeah, the director's cut edition. Yeah, beautiful. I love it. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really interesting. I said to you earlier before, I think it's not quite Elbling for me. I mean, I said to you before, you can give probably like this sparkling to people in a blind tasting, and they would mistaken it for a Riesling Sekt, actually.
Perhaps, yeah. But the nose were a little bit another art at that moment when it's Riesling. we have here in our village, we have really a special ground. You see the vineyard before where we go there, where we make this Elbling off, and it's a deep ground, and every year we make an Elbling there, and it's especially for the complete region. Also, what's more is we pick the grapes by hand. We select it all. We just take the ripe and the good grapes at home, and we don't work with a machine at that moment. Also, it's not allowed to make a Crémant by pick up the grapes by machine.
Of course,
you have to pick them by hand, and that are. You think that are small things, but that are for Elbling that are great things, and the quality of the wine is getting more higher at that moment.
Beautiful. I mean, I'm definitely excited that you come to Copenhagen in January and promote Elbling a little bit, because that is definitely what we have to do. Christina Andrei, who you also know, right?
Yeah.
She also had her Elbling with her in Copenhagen in January.
Okay.
That's when I, for the last time, had a moment where I had an Elbling, was really fascinated by it, actually.
And where she works, it's a little region, about 5 hectares, where the Elbling can be rested. They don't have to put them out by Clemens Wenzel.
Okay, they were allowed to exceptions.
They were allowed there, but that's the only region where it was allowed to plant to let the Elbling not here at the Upper Mosel.
Very interesting. I mean, there's all like little Mosel politics there with the history. It's kind of interesting to dive into it. Stephan, like with that being said, we see you in Copenhagen in January. Much looking forward to it, because we have many other talented Mosel winemakers with very different focuses, and all the Luxembourgers from over there.
Yeah.
We try to place you together a little bit, so you have good company. But to round it off, our final question for you: 5 years from now, where are you and where's your estate?
That's a really that's a great question. Because then I'm 60.
Okay.
We have to make a party.
Definitely, yeah. It sounds like that.
And it's political. It's special for the wines at the moment. It will be great to see where we are in 5 years. But I think before 8-10 years, we planted some PIWI varieties.
Some Sauvignon Gris and some Sauvignac, yeah.
Yeah, and I think because of the climate change, we also need these grapes, these varieties, because they are really hard against too much sun. They have a good acidity.
Good disease resistance also, right?
Good disease resistance. So that's why we started with this project before 10 years with the first plantation. And I think that will become more in the future also, because in all of the agriculturing and also in the wineries, we have some problems with the disease since 120 years. Yeah. Comes of the nitrate, synthesized nitrate. That's also ground why we have more problems with the disease. But for me, we live here for millions of years, and we just make treatments for our alimentaries since 120 years. So we cannot do this for more than 100 years.
We have to go back to the million years perspective.
We have to show where we can do that on another way, because the problems get greater. Yeah, and there we have to do a lot of work.
Stephan, thanks for your time, and see you in Copenhagen. Big pleasure.
Thank you very much.